concrete is to really detail installation practices, how we do certification, how we deal with audits, deficiencies to make a better, safer, healthier building. So what we're showing today is basically installation practices, details, and then going through all the different possibilities from peel and stick, right through to liquid membrane, through mechanically fastened, and spray foam as well as part of our certification. Basically what happens here is we're sending a message with regards to installation and certification through air barriers. So everything that's been done here is really about air barriers. So what's happening here is in everything that we do, liquid, styrofoam, ICFs, concrete, all those things, they have to have details done to them. So in every stage, we show some of the deficiencies and how we pick them up.
Right.
Where do we get the deficiencies? We got them from the audit reports through the quality assurance program. So what happens here is we're doing a lot of details, a lot of information. This typically would come up all the way through, okay? The primer is the same thing. A lot of people don't realize if you take a simple garden sprayer, load it up, spray it on, roll it back, you wouldn't get the deficiencies of some of the lighter part where you're missing.
Right.
So adhesion won't get there. So I made a split cut to show some of the detailing work. Expansion joint. So this particular expansion joint, what I've done is I've taken two pieces and I put them back to back. So I've taken one sticky part to the other sticky part and allowed this whole strip to expand and contract, okay? So once that goes on, then we put the full screening on and that will take care, and this acts as an air barrier basically. So detailing in the windows is the same thing. Typical window would get those detailing around, and it would depend on the spec where you would go or where you would finish. Primer needs to be evident, right? Now, in the details here, what happens on the other side? Primer evident, but on this side, it's typically showing you the details underneath the finished product. So this piece acts as an extra barrier, and this will control the air leakage. So the difference between having this and not is actually passing the parameters when you're doing a blower door.
Right.
So same thing on the other side, making sure that the caulking's done, making sure that the stickiness is done. So air barriers, base detail, yes. Same thing with this. So this would be puncture resistant, stainless steel, and that has an adhesive back, so it gets stuck back down. So when you finish all the details, no matter what we do, liquid, peel and stick, anything at all, you have to have the details to finish it. So if we look at a finished product, details have been done, full wall goes on. Now rolling is very important. And if you don't roll, it's not going to stay. So we've showed deficiencies, but how the air barrier, how you can fix it within the parameters. So this just requires a 6-inch patch all around that infected area. Seal the caulking all the way around, and away you go. So it's very simple. So the expansion joint that we saw over on the last block has been put in. Now if you don't put it in correctly, and you don't roll it properly, well, you're gonna get some buckling. So these are the kind of deficiencies that we'd catch, or you'd catch in a daily work record or something. Same thing, double caulking to make sure that no air gets driven up through it. So, and then back here, this would be the liquid product, okay? So I've kept the liquid light, the membrane light on it, so that you can see that the details really need to be there, even though we're gonna put a liquid on top of it. Okay, go ahead.
This is the one I.
That's what I figured. Yeah, sure.
This is your air barrier. Can it remain exposed?
A lot longer. Typically an air barrier, depending, each parameter is different. So you're gonna get anywhere from, say, 6 months, 3 months to say 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. It's gonna depend. So they will get covered, obviously. It can remain exposed like that. Let's say you had your brick coming in front with your ties.
Right.
So you put up your ties, everything's done, detailing work's done. Spray it, put the brick up. Architects or the general design community is always worried that performance is being lacked or missed, or limitations are not being met or overstepped with products. Manufacturers typically give you great product and give you a limitation. Installers, of course, not necessarily by any fault of an installer. I don't believe that any installer goes out, I'm going to do a bad job today. It's basically problems and different things. You're being pushed to get performance done. So having a solid work ethic with backup from the quality assurance program with that certification gives them the know-how and the information to be able to handle that. So that's really what the education part of it is, that track. So to take care of that.